Hello?
David?
Yeah?
Hi, David. My name's Danny. I'm looking at some commercial space here in Cincinnati. I wanted to discuss lease terms with you.
You said commercial property?
Yeah, Montgomery Road.
Yeah.
That's
Are you
my.
looking for
That's
a
your.
building or?
That's your building.
Yeah.
Nice. No, actually, David, I'm interested in the laundromat space. That's what I do. I've been in laundries for about 15 years. My partner and I are always looking for locations with infrastructure, and my interest is in that infrastructure. I look to sign long-term leases and then put some new equipment in and operate the place. You don't run the laundromat, do you? You have a tenant there?
No, that's also our laundromat. We have the whole thing.
You operate the laundry then?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, perfect. So look, I'm not a hostile takeover guy. If you're happy, if you're making money, if you're doing well, I mean, this is not a bad laundry. It needs some equipment upgrades, as you well know. I always enjoy
Yeah, no,
talking.
yeah.
I always like talking to operators because, we speak the same language. I've been doing this for a long time. And, whether or not you want to retool the store and try to maximize the profit, et cetera, it's a fairly small store, but still, it's not about changing the tile or painting the walls or putting up banners. We just do things a little different. I'm not a broker. I don't flip or sell my laundries. My partner and I are local. And I don't know, David, if it's time to collect a rent check, I'd like to make an offer and, see if we can talk terms. Then I retool the store. I'm really after infrastructure. The gas, water, and electric is here. I know that those front loaders are very old. I was in there last week. We spin them. We understand they need bearing jobs. It's time.
Front loaders? The dryers, right?
Well, some of the drums are bad. Again, this is an equipment based.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I was
Yeah.
just making sure because I was like, yeah, the washers we just bought them like last year. There's no way they're looking too bad. I don't know when you went to see the store.
Uh,
No, but I mean, yeah, we'd be interested, man. Just I mean, we can talk terms or whatever, and just go from there.
Very nice. My questions are pretty simple to begin. We're at the dynamite phase here. I'd like to get to the sandpaper phase. I like to say Leonardo da Vinci, they asked him, well, how do you do that? And he said, I just take everything out that isn't David. At the dynamite phase here, firstly, what is the square footage of the space exactly?
Oh man, that is a good question.
How many washers do you have?
We have about 20.
Okay, so it's on the very
something
small side.
washers.
It's probably just over 1,000 square feet, if I'm guessing correctly.
Yeah, probably a little bit over 1,000, maybe 1,200.
Right, and again, very small to be profitable. It's going to make it difficult. We're going to have to rely very heavily on wash, dry, fold, and drop-off service in a store that small. On a 15-year lease, the big question, David, what would you be looking to collect monthly?
Honestly, man, I've never even really thought about leasing. I'm not sure what a good price would be. I mean, I'm sure you know a lot more about the area.
Let's break down just what you've said so far. I do,
right?
and really for me, David, it's not about the area. It's really about the laundromat, and I'll break that down. 2 doors down, there might be a great, I don't know, steakhouse. You and I go frequent steakhouses. We know what a good steak tastes like. We want it medium rare, and we want it to taste good. At the end of the day, that
Right.
steakhouse, if they over order meat this week or this month, they might not make any profit. If they have a poor chef that doesn't know how to make a steak, they may not profit. That's a totally different business, and that rate of rent would be very different from a laundry. 2 blocks in the other direction, you've got a nail salon, which is what? That's heavily relying on individuals, relying on people. It's a service industry, right? Very different from a laundry. What I need to do is spend, if it's 1,200 square feet, it's going to be about 120,000 on washers and dryers. Not the color I paint the wall or retiling the floor, but just equipment. And David, I'm looking for a 15-year term minimum because every 7 years I retool my stores. I put new equipment in that store. I want you to
Oh,
forget about it. I don't want you to have to worry about us. We don't want to be a poor tenant. And the poor tenants are the ones where you have to come knock on the door and beg for the rent. Not my goal.
yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
we can look at 80 cents a square foot to start. If that makes sense, we can get into the LOI phase and I can put it in writing. But we're going to need rent abatement up front in order to change out the store. Right now, the things that are affected, I don't know when the last time you bought a residential piece of equipment, but Lowe's and Home Depot can't deliver it on the spot because there's supply chain issues going on right now. And I don't want to be the guy to come to you in 6 months or 6 days or 6 years begging for a rent reduction. I'd rather get the rent that is commensurate up front.
right.
And I hear you.
I got you, man.
You haven't thought about it, but get back to landlording. I own commercial property too. What I want to do is have good, strong, long-term tenants. If someone calls me and says, yeah, I'd like to start a Braille dartboard business. Okay. I need first and last and 6 months rent in advance because you ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
us.
yeah. No, I understand, yeah. Well, what did you say your name was then?
Danny.
Danny? All right, Danny. Do you have an email by any chance?
Of course I do. What's your email address? I'll
Yeah.
send you some before and after pictures, what we do in our stores, and we can talk at any point about signing this lease and getting this done. What's your email address?
Yeah, so my email address is
David, I'm Danny D'Angelo. My partner is Paco. I will CC him in the email as well. Look, this is the infancy of this, but understand this is not a cold call. I'm not calling you out of the phone book. We've walked the store. We've been there more than once. And I think it's time. Obviously, we're talking about it. And I'm not looking to rape or rob or pillage here. I just want to make a few dollars. It's a very small store.
yeah. No, hey, we're all here to make money, man. I understand.
Right. And no one laundromat can make me rich. It's a very small store. So at the inception, we're going to need not only a fair and reasonable rate, but an exquisite rate of rent. Think about that. And you can text or call me anytime. I'll make sure my cell phone's on this call.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Danny. I'll get back to you for sure.
Yeah, please. Thanks.
Yep.
So there's what you pay me to do. Now, what is your thought on that call?
I mean, the call was very interesting. Seems like this guy is ready to do what you say, get back to landlording.
Correct.
He don't even know anything about laundromat. He didn't even know what the washer was or what a front loader was. So,
You know what's really funny about this dude?
yeah.
If he wanted to run a better laundromat, the minute that he took the keys from his previous tenant who ran away from the store, and this guy, David, said, oh, how hard could it be to run a laundry? And he flipped the sign to open and started running it. What should he have done?
Exactly.
What should he have done?
Upgraded, I guess.
Same thing you did.
Yeah.
You're not really listening. When I said I'm Danny D'Angelo, did he say, oh, holy shit, the laundromat guy?
No.
He has no idea who I am.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not famous, nor do I want to be. None of my YouTube videos say, get rich overnight, purposefully. Because I want to deal with people like you who want to be in this business, who want to do it properly. This guy owns a laundromat, and he never even Googled how to run a successful laundry, because I would have popped up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
If you want to change the transmission on a 1987 Toyota Corolla, how will you find out how to do it?
I don't think you will.
YouTube.
Hmm?
YouTube.
Yeah, you can YouTube it, Google it, but yeah.
I can't speak to what goes on in your head or David's head or anyone's head, but I know that I think that what I'm really good at is understanding not only what is compelling and what's put right in front of me, but the backstory. I have never had a landlord say, well, you're that motherfucker that's mean to landlords. I don't want to deal with you. Never.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.